Welcome back to Sports Cards Analysis. I'm JT with another case break simulation. Today we got 2022-23 Panini Revolution Basketball. I'm going to get through this one super quick at the request of many comments. I'm going to try to make this video a little shorter. If you haven't watched my videos, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give you advice on buying into team breaks, buying hobby boxes, whatever. This is a complete product breakdown. I will do teams, players, print runs, everything. I will even offer prices. I won't offer you prices, but I will tell you prices that I think are reasonable to pay for each team, and you can go from there. One disclaimer: I'm giving you advice, but I'm not telling you to do anything. So if you make a purchase, that's on you. I really appreciate all the views. A lot of people are saying that using these videos, they were able to get a lot of hits. So if you're curious about some of the methodology that goes into some of this analysis, watch the SP Authentic Hockey video, even if you don't like hockey, because I go into a lot of detail about each thing that I do in these videos, methodology-wise. So, Panini Revolution, it stems from Pacific Revolution in the 90s and 2000s, and the Panini carried it on. It's got this galactic theme. The parallels are all foil. It's very shiny, and it has a good look. Now, I make a distinction a lot of times between foil and chrome, or the prism trademark. And this is foil, so a little different. I'm not sure what the cardstock thickness is, but this is This is a set that I would, if it's not in retail, I would offer it in retail. I don't know if it is, but Pacific had started it. Pacific, I thought they made great cards. They pretty much innovated foil for the card industry. They were the first to do a lot of those really interesting cards, and here we are now making foil upon foil upon foil cards. So that's kind of how it is. You want to read what's in this set, go ahead and screenshot here, and along the way, that's what I want you to do to these videos. Along the way, screenshot everything you find valuable, everything that you can use to make your purchase, to be smarter. So really the whole point here is for me to help you make an informed decision on your purchases so that you aren't gambling. Sports cards have a lot of randomness, and there's no such thing as luck. That's really the key there. You could, if you see a breaker who constantly hits great cards, I have bad news. They're probably in cahoots, because when you really consider the randomness of breaks, no one should always be hitting and no one should always be losing. So what I'm going to help you do is make decisions that increase your probability of getting a hit, and consider it to be less gambling. So you're going to get 5 cards per pack, 8 packs per box, 16 boxes per case. There's 2 8 inner box cases, so you're probably going to see a lot of 8-box breaks. If you do, all the prices that I give you, cut them in half. That's what you need to do. This is US dollars. I need to start pointing that out because I do have a really great contingent of Canadian viewers and viewers from other places. I think there's some British folks who watch the soccer videos. So thanks for watching. This is US dollars. You might have to do the conversion. On future hockey products, I do plan on making that conversion. So, and maybe Drake's watching because he likes basketball and he's in Canada. So there's going to be hobby boxes, but there's also going to be this Chinese New Year, which is really just about exclusive parallels. So we're going to not do the Chinese New Year. We're just doing strictly the hobby. So here you go. Per box, you get 4 rookies, 4 inserts, and 8 parallels. I've extrapolated that out for cases. And here's what you're going to get. This is the look of the card. And all the cards are pretty similar, except the color coding is a lot different. So here's all the parallels. And I'm just going to fly through this so we can get to the stuff that really matters here. Here's the print runs of some of that stuff. Here's a Liftoff, which is a cool die cut insert. Primetime Performers, which is a short print, and then there's going to be autographs. Of course, there's going to be autographs, and we'll talk about that. So here's some duplicates in here, but I took from 2 different sources. I took these pictures. So GTS and Beckett, just make sure I cite my sources. Now the cost of a box is $21.99.95 at Steel City. The reason I use Steel City is because I think that accounts for the breaker's discount plus a markup so they can make money. If they're not making money, why do the breaks? So what I'm going to do, and again, if you really want to know about this, go watch the hockey video. I'm just going to distribute the cost of that case across all the different types of cards and tell you what's a fair price to pay here. The next table, which I'm not showing you currently, I will show you in a minute, is all about the value of the team by how good and how popular the players are. This table does not consider player value. This just considers the fact that you are buying probability here. You are not buying, keep this in mind, folks, when you buy into a break, you are not buying Utah Jazz cards that you haven't pulled yet. You're buying the probability of getting Utah Jazz cards because you haven't gotten them yet. So you can't buy them. What you're doing is you're buying the possibility of getting Utah Jazz cards. That's why sometimes it's appropriate to not price these things based on the players on the checklist. You know, in baseball, a lot of people are paying a lot of money for Ohtani's and Julio Rodriguez, but you're not hitting those cards. You're just paying for the Mariners. Anyway, that's a side note. So what I'm doing here is I'm distributing the cost, and this third column here is going to be what I would pay as a fair price, or if I was doing breaks, what I would charge as a fair price for each of these teams to make my money back as a breaker and make a little bit of profit, not much, and still offer reasonable prices. So the team with the most autographs in this set is the Detroit Pistons, and tied with them is the Houston Rockets. So some of these numbers might be assessed from the print runs that I was given. So this number could be, it has a margin of error. It could be off a little, but this number here is correct. This is the number of unique cards that each team has. So there are 24 different autograph cards from the Detroit Pistons. And if you take the print run into account, there should be around 2,354, give or take a little. Having said that, if we distribute that cost so that everyone's paying for probability and not these players you haven't or may not pull, I'd pay about 180 for the Pistons, 180 for the Rockets, and then we'll go from there. So by autograph, this first three columns here, pay attention to those. Take screenshots. I'm going to go through all the pages so you know what the order is by the number of autographs by team. So that's the team. Those are the teams that 1 through 10 that have the most autographs. That's 11 through 20, 21 through 30, and then the remaining three. I don't think I was on that one long enough for you to get a good screenshot. So take a screenshot. Use this information, folks, when you make purchases. Now we're also going to cover not the autos. We're going to cover the inserts. So if we look at which team has the most inserts, it's the Rockets. And the inserts in Revolution are quite nice. So you might want to maybe don't expect to pay for your team by how much I have it broken out for the inserts, because as you'll see, they're a little different than the autos. You don't want to pay $66 for the Trailblazers when they don't have that many autographs, because you do want to come away with some sort of hit. But anyway, let's go back to page 1. So that's page 1 for the who has the most inserts, and that's page 2, page 3, and page 4. So that now you know who has the most inserts. Now we're going to look at parallels. Parallels are going to be pretty similar across the board because for every base card, there's a bunch of parallels. So they're not going to be too different. So I'm not even going to go through parallels, actually. Let's just look at rookie cards, non-autograph rookie cards, because this is what matters. Where are the rookies, and how can I assure myself that I'll get tons and tons of rookies? Well, here you go. The Grizzlies have the most rookie cards in the entire set, and these are non-autographs. So these are rookie cards plus the rookie parallels, and that's how many we see there. So we go to page 2 by rookie, page 3 by rookie, and page 4. Some of these teams have 0 rookies in this set. So there we go. Now, I talked about that being even Stevens among all the cards. We paid the same price for every probability, and that's why some teams cost more, but the prices you'll see aren't that similar to reality. Well, that's because some players just do demand more money you would pay for a team that has really highly sought after players. Even though I personally disagree with that approach, breakers price things that way, and there's nothing we can do about it. So what I've done is I've developed an algorithm that determines how popular every player in this set is as far as their sports cards and memorabilia. I grade them on a scale of 1 through 5, and then I rate the teams in an aggregate. So a 4 and a 5 means that those players are so popular that you should be able to sell their cards quickly and make a profit. A 1 through 2, or 1 or 2, means that that player is so little popular, as if that's the way to say it, is exceedingly less popular than the 4s and the 5s, that you might sell the card for a loss. It might take forever to sell, or you may never sell, and it will sit on a shelf in your house for the rest of your life. And that's what my scale represents. It's all about ROI, because this is largely about investments when you're paying money for potential. On this, you're paying for probability, and in the next table, you're paying for probability plus potential, really, is what you're doing. So you want ROI there. So for the autograph checklist, the total value is 3.6. This is an average value. So really kind of is how are things distributed. It means it's kind of leaning towards higher value. The print runs of the autographs are lower, so they're not going to be as high as the total product. The total product is going to include your base cards, inserts, parallels, and everything, and autographs. But just for autographs, it's a 3.6 out of 5. That's 52% of all of the autographs in this fall on a 4 or a 5. So that's more than half. That's very good. That's above average for Panini, who sits usually around 25 to 40%, just from what I've observed. And again, this is my scale. I developed this algorithm, so there's no way for Panini to know that this is happening. But when we talk about ROI, a lot of times, think about it like this. If you're watching a break and you get a hit and you're like, that was the wrong Timberwolves player, that's the wrong Bulls. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Are they watering their set down with the wrong players, or are they pumping it up with the right players? So that's for autographs. Now, considering inserts and parallels and base cards and autographs, this product actually gets a 4.6 out of 5. That's an incredible score. That's one of the highest scores I've seen so far. They really chopped this checklist down to the absolute best players in the NBA. While the autographs might have a little to be desired, you will largely, if you buy into a break, it seems, you will walk away with cards that you're satisfied with, at least players that you're satisfied with. And this scale that I use is the same for every sport, every product I do. So a 4.6 on this product can be equally matched against baseball, hockey, football, soccer, everything. This is a very high score. I do not see 4.6 very often. All right, so by value, let's talk about each team's value here. What this means is, again, you're paying for the possibility of getting a positive ROI hit. So the Detroit Pistons have not only a lot of autograph cards, but they also have subjects on those autograph cards who are highly sought after. People are looking for them online. Their memorabilia and sports cards are popular. So that's what I'm saying here. The Detroit Pistons are the top just for the autograph category. And I would pay, these are the prices. So I mentioned the prices before if I'm paying for probability. But since here I'm paying for potential and ROI, I'd pay a different price. And this is what I'd pay. I'd be willing to go up to $182, $183 for the Pistons, because I think that I can make money at that price point. Similarly, the Rockets, $182, and we go from there. So for autographs alone, these are the ranks 1 through 10, 11 through 20. Take a screenshot, 21 through 30, and then the remainder. Now we're not going to do inserts, we'll do rookies. So the strength of the rookie checklist, actually we'll do it by rank. The strongest rookie checklist, now remember, these are not autographs. All the autographs are in the auto field. So just if you're looking for rookie cards, I would not pay this price. Let's ignore that price and just say, here's 1 through 10 of the best rookie checklist, the strongest rookie checklists for each team, or for the whole product by team. There's 11 through 20, 21 through 30, and the rest. So there you go. And then let's look at just the full product strength here. So when we consider, you want to probably consider one of two things. Either how strong is the auto checklist, because those are the most important hits you can get, or what's the full product. So if you buy a team, which team is likely to give you the most cards that will return a higher positive ROI? And what I mean by that positive ROI, if you pay a standard amount for a hit, let's say a base jersey card, a standard jersey card is going to run you about $5 to $8. So a high profit is going to be more than that. Low profit or negative profit is going to be less than that. So I think that you'll have the most potential for ROI with the Memphis Grizzlies. That's the full product strength. That considers parallels, rookies, inserts, autographs, everything, base cards even. That is, the Memphis Grizzlies have the best, most potential of them all. Then the Rockets. So there's 1 through 10 of my algorithmic assessments for product strength by team. There's 11 through 20, 21 through 30, and the remainder. Now let's look at this product as a whole. Remember I said it's very strong. The majority of the players are 5s. That's a really, really good distribution. If you want to see the distributions like this, go watch all of my other videos, and you will not see a distribution like this. It's a very good product. Very good. So let's talk about the player print runs here. Who has the highest print run for all cards? So the person with the most cards in this set, based on the print runs that I was able to determine, is Jason Tatum. And then it goes from there. I'll just run through this real quick. So these are the total number of all cards. This is by print run. This column, this first column, this is the number of unique cards. So there's 37 different cards you could collect of Jason Tatum. And that includes cards that are parallels. So the same as the base, but a 1 of 1 or a 1 of 10, a 1 of 25, something like that. So here's the list of players by how many cards they have. As you can see, very strong, very strong. LeBron James has 13,000 cards in this set. Assuming that, and I did make, not assuming, I have analyzed what's here, and I think that the print run of the base set's going to be about 9,500. I could be off by thousands, but regardless, I applied the same number to all the players, so if I'm wrong, I'm equally wrong across all the players. So this order still holds up. Okay, and remember, some of these uniques might actually be in a different order because the print runs might be higher for certain cards than others. So there's the third page of who has the most cards in this set. Page 5, page 6, page 7. So there's just a lot of people with 794. So I'm just going to move on to who has the most. Don't worry about base cards. I assume 9,600 per base card. Let's talk about autographs. Who has the most autographs? Well, Walker Kessler. He has the most autographs in this set. Well, actually, all of these people have 425 because they all have the same amount of sets of autograph cards. So there you go. That could be wrong as well, but it's equally wrong across all the players. All right, so who has the most rookie cards? Wendell Moore Jr. A lot of people tied for 1493. And the year after Columbus, apparently. That's just a joke. It's not a year. It's the number of cards each of these players have that you could pull. So if you were to buy every single case of Revolution, you would get 1,493 Wendell Moore Jr. rookie cards. And you would get 1,493. Oh, that's all the cards he has. He has no autographs or anything. For this person, Walker Kessler, you'd get this many. So that's what that means. That's by player. There you go. All right. Cards by team. This is for the master checklist. The Warriors have the most. So see how this is different? So even though the Warriors have 98 unique cards, which is the checklist you've probably seen, they actually have the most cards in the set. 59,000 different, not different, 59,000 total cards. So if you bought every case of Revolution, you would have this many Warriors cards. And here's that by team, page 2, page 3, and page 4. Let's go to the next one by print run. Usually there's a ton of 1-of-1s. This product does not have that many 1-of-1s. It has 74 of them. Unless I missed, maybe the Galactic Parallel is a 1-of-1. I listed it as a 5 because That's just what I think it is. Usually the one of ones are marked as one of ones, so there are probably 74 one of ones in this product. And if you are looking for a one of one, you want to buy one of these teams here, one of these top teams here, because they have the most one of ones. That really, the rest of this is irrelevant. If you're looking for one of ones, it's going to be very difficult to get a one of one. There's going to be there's so few that they're going to be spread out across many cases. Probably 100 cases for every one of one. Actually, no, that's not true. Maybe 25 cases for every one of one. And we'll see. I do 20 case break simulation here. Let's see if we get any. All right, and then the rarest cards in this set are going to be the Kaleido parallels, and then because I listed them as one of 5, the galactic parallels are also going to be very rare. I don't know if that's 100% true, but we know that Kaleido's rare because they're one of ones. So those are going to be the rarest cards in the set. Now, I do simulate the case breaks, and the reason why I do this is to give you a realistic perspective of what taking cards randomly off the line, as they say, they're going to get 4 inserts, 4 rookies, and 8 parallels. And we know that there's 8 packs per box with 5 cards per pack. So I can do a bunch of math and I write an algorithm in order to simulate a case break. And I do that 20 times. So right now I'm showing you the results for the 20th case, just one case number 20 in the simulation. And I'm showing you what the results can be. So now if you're in a break, these are results that you could reasonably expect to see. Are we getting high value players? Are we getting a lot of low print run cards? Not always. We got this Zion out of 50. That's a cool parallel. We got some inserts. We got some of that. So this is it's sorted by print run. So I actually did not get a one of one. I don't know if there's, let's see like lift off, I think. We got a cosmic, and a fractal, and then a one, and then one base lift off. So there they are there. And I assume that those were out of, anytime you see like 198 or 298, that's an assessment I've made. Even though there are print runs out of 88 in the Chinese New Year set, if it's ending in an 8, I probably made that assessment. So this is the results. I don't really know what to show here, but that's what we got. Let's just see like how many LeBron James cards did we get? LeBron, we got 2. Okay, that's cool. How many Zion cards did we get? That is a pretty good amount of Zion cards. Who else? Who else do we want? Let's actually look at my favorite team and see how many Bulls cards we got. Oh, pretty good amount. So if you were to pick the Bulls, if you were to do this, these are some of the players: Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, and you get some of these cards here. Okay, let's move on. So in that one case break, here's the order by team of the cards I got. So remember, this is one case, and it's a simulation that mimics the real world. 32 Warriors. So that value matches the team that has the most cards in Revolution. And then here's the order there, and I'll go to page 2 so you could take screenshots, and you understand now, even though the checklist looks a certain way, when we simulate these case breaks, sometimes they look very different. I didn't get any one of one, so that's what that table would be if it was filled in. And here's, I wanted to see which autographs and which liftoff cards I got. So in that one case, I was able to get, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 autographs. So there's 16 boxes in a case, and they don't guarantee you an autograph in this. That's one thing I forgot to mention earlier on. There's no guaranteed autograph. So I actually did get an autograph in 15 boxes out of 16. Man, that would suck for that guy who bought. Some of these cases will only have, half of the boxes might have autographs. Some of them might have none. Some of them have some. I don't think there's going to be any cases where there's no autographs. That would be one huge disappointment. But here's the autographs. I got a Luka. That's cool. Got some really good. Got a Zion. No, that's the liftoff. That's not an auto. So some pretty good Isaiah Thomas. Good autographs there. So that's out of the one case break. Now here's the 20 case breaks. And the reason why I show you the 20 case breaks aggregated together is because sometimes there's anomalies, and we want to see, over the kind of mean time, how does this look, and what can we reliably depend on? So in 20 case breaks, we got 2 1-of-1s. So that should tell you about every 10 cases you're going to get a 1-of-1. That is a very low number of 1-of-1s. And we got the autographed Kaleido of Colin Sexton and a rookie autographed Kaleido of Jeremy Sokin. I don't know that guy's name. And then of the notable players here, let's just see. Did we get, who would be some of the better? We got Zach Levine. Let's lift off. I just want autos here. Let's just do this auto. Now we don't have to see the lift off stuff. Did we get anything good? Well, we got some good stuff. Grant Hill, got Michael Porter, Latrell Sprewell, Hakeem Olajuwon. Heck yeah, that's sweet. That's pretty nice. So there's some good stuff in here, and you could reasonably expect. It looks like we have 414 autographs, I think. And I don't know if that 414 includes the liftoffs. Let me see. If you do the math, how many is that per case? Yeah, okay. So how many is that for 20 cases? You know, with 16 boxes per case, 320 boxes. Yeah, I think we got probably more autographs than we should. Probably more autographs than what's realistic, but this, again, it's random. I can't change time. So then in the 20 case break simulation, we did get more Grizzlies than any other team, including the Warriors, who do have the most cards. So when we kind of start to look at a lot of data, the mean starts to look a little different. It's the Grizzlies now. So here's the teams I got for 20 case breaks. If we did 20 case breaks, this includes all cards, autographs, inserts, everything. This is the order that they would show up in. And then I did get those 2 1-of-1s. The Spurs and the Jazz are the teams. I mean, that doesn't say anything. That doesn't say that your probability is higher, because there's only one of each and then the rest are 0. But I show this because sometimes there's like, I get 20 1-of-1s and I get 6 of them from one team. You obviously want to go and buy that team, but that didn't happen this time. So if you're looking for a realistic example of which team to buy autographs, well, get the Rockets, because they have the most. And here's the order for teams by autograph in the 20 case break simulation. And then I'll do the same for insert. Here's the teams I got the most of in order. Here's the teams I got the most parallels of. Did I do that right? Yeah. Here's the parallels. Got the most from the Warriors. And then the rookies. I got a ton of Grizzlies and some Thunder. There you go. That's that order. Now, my overall recommendation, I think this is a cool set, although I'm not sure what the longevity of it might be. I don't know that there will be anything memorable. I don't know if anything can be iconic. In order for a card to be iconic, the collecting community has to embrace the base set, and that base set has to produce things like, rated rookies or cards that become very sought after. And I don't know that this set has it. This is just another set in a long line of sets. The repetition of the base set over all the parallels, I can't say it's bad, because that happens with Topps Chrome, everything. It's just very repetitive. And I was expecting, with the galactic kind of theme, I was expecting more variation and especially Panini. Panini likes to vary the background picture for their parallels, but they didn't this time. So I would suggest that if you are a casual collector, you stick with the hobby boxes. Same thing with collectors on a budget. If there's a retail, I would do that instead. But I think it's definitely worth buying if you're a casual collector or a collector on a budget. This is a good opportunity to boost your collection with cards for teams that you like, players you like, and not have to pay too much. Very much one of the cheaper products. $2,200 is, Panini's got things that make no sense at all, priced at $9,000, while Topps Transcendent doesn't even, it's like barely costs that much. It does cost that much, but it's like barely that much. So I don't feel like this is a bad entry point. Get in this, get some hobby boxes. But honestly, do you need to do the breaks? Unless you're a team collector, one of these casual collectors or collectors on a budget who's just like, I only collect the Bulls, then obviously get into breaks. But for what you'll spend on a team, You can just go get a box and then have a bunch of cards and have the joy of opening cards, that randomness, that kind of gambling rush you get. For people who like to get things graded, just do breaks. Maybe buy singles later, but with investors, yeah, singles and breaks. And these two kind of go together. But a lot of times investors will buy cards that have already been graded because they know that the cost of getting things graded sometimes exceeds the value of the card. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But if you are great, just do breaks. Just do that. That's what I think. Because if you get a hobby box, again, if you're someone who's just like all about graded cards, you're going to have all these cards you don't know what to do with. Investors, yeah, singles, breaks, do that. Set builders, get the hobby. Can't go wrong with that. Build the sets, 100 cards, shouldn't take long. Kids, yeah, this is, again, not expensive. You should get probably the hobby, but if you have a kid who's obsessed with a team or a player, just go do the breaks. Team breaks, yeah, makes sense. Obviously, all these things make sense for team breaks. Random team breaks, I typically frown upon, but I'm going to change it up now, and I'm going to start telling you what you should pay. Don't pay more than $65 to $75 for spots that offer one team. Now, sometimes spots offer multiple teams, but I would pay no more than $65 to $70 for a random team. And if you do stay in that range, well, even if you get the worst team, I think you'll be doing okay. You'll still be mad, but there's nothing I can do about it. Serial number breaks, yeah, there's tons of serial numbers in here, so it makes sense to do that if you want, especially if you find a breaker who's like base doesn't ship, which I hate. I think that's total crap. The price that you're paying includes base. Ship the base. You got into this. I'm going to go on a rant now. You got into this business of breaking because you wanted to open cards for people. Base doesn't ship because I don't want to sort it. Well, that's dumb. And hit draft, yeah, that makes sense too. Do a hit draft because there's not going to be that many autographs. You're probably not even going to get one per box. So a hit draft would probably be cheap. And well, it wouldn't be cheap, but it would be reasonable as far as time goes. You wouldn't be drafting all day, and that's it. That's 2022-23 Panini Revolution. I think I failed in my efforts to do this quickly. I apologize for that, but I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Good luck in your breaks. Subscribe, hit the like, comment if you hate something or you love something or you want me to do something else. Love the comments. Thanks, everyone. Bye.